Shalom. All praise, glory, honor, and fear. Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Rakakadash, Shalom. Salutations to the house of David, the real. And we're in such a glorious time for those that actually serve the Lord and love the Lord and are repenting, confessing their faults and straightening things out so that you're able to walk in a straight gate, and this is what's going to keep you stable, you having the Lord and the Lord having your back. So as long as you're defending the gospel and you're walking in the new covenant, because you can say, new covenant, but like the new covenant consists of you loving the Father and the Son with all your heart, all your body, and everything you have. And then the second is like unto the first, to love your brother as yourself. So the Lord talks about, hypocrisy and hypocrites. How can you say you love Yahweh Shai when you haven't seen with the naked eye as yet? But then you go and say, I love my brother, but then you really don't love your brother that is like unto you, that's in this body that you can see. You see, so it's very important. That's why Yahweh Shai would say to beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and the scribes, because that's what they had. They were full of hypocrisy. They would say one thing out their mouth, but their actions wouldn't be lining up with it. You see, a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. So that's what we're dealing with now. And the Lord talks about, matter of fact, let me get the scripture first. And then this lines up with Matthew 26. That whole chapter, Yahushua is basically breaking down between those that did his Father's will. They did good to the strangers, to the little ones. They visited you when you were sick. They visited you when you was in prison. They covered you when you were naked. And then they're going to say, well, when have we done that to you? And he's going to say, well, unto the least of these you've done it unto me. So it's either you're doing it or you're not doing it unto the Lord's little ones, his chosen ones, which to the eyes of the world we're like insignificant, we don't matter, what we're doing is irrelevant. But in the world to come, the kingdom of heaven, it's bringing it to pass. We're ushering in a new way of thinking, a new way of walking, a new way of living. See, it says 1 John 4:20, if a man say, I love God, and hateth his brother, he is a liar. For he that loveth not his brother whom he hath seen, how can he love God whom he hath not seen? So it all goes into how you treat others. And that's why Yahushua, he laid down that perfect example when he was washing his disciples' feet. That I have left you an example of what you should do for each other. You see, but you have men, what they tend to do is, instead of washing each other's feet and washing each other's sins and forgiving and cleaning up each other and getting brothers straight, whether that's by a calm word, a peaceable word, or by a sharp rebuke, because a lot of our people are stiff-necked. We're all some type of ego, and that's why most of our people, they have to learn through tough love. They have to learn through pain, and that's what's happening right now. A lot of painful things is going to happen because they call growth spurts. Sometimes they're painful. Growing up, becoming a man, getting taller, getting bigger. You see what I'm saying? It comes with more responsibilities and more, basically more things you need to do and get done. John 12:26. If any man serve me, let him follow me. And where I am, there shall also my servant be. If any man serve me, him will my Father honor. Right? And not this double honor as all these elders be getting. No double honor. No. It's the honor of the Father is that you're going to be humiliated. You're going to go through loss, sorrow, pain, but you're going to be honored in the spirit. It says, if any man serve me, let him follow me. So it's not, at the end of the day, you have to follow Yahushua in the word. You have to follow the word. And we're in a time now where it's like, it's either you are or you aren't. And not a lot of guys are on this path that we're on, that we're embarking on. Now is my soul troubled, and what shall I say? Father, save me from this hour, but for this cause came I unto this hour. You see, so we're in this time now as well. We're in this moment now as well. We're up against the hour of power of darkness, and we have to overcome it with the light, shining light, glorifying the Father's spirits. Exodus 32, and I want to bring this out, Exodus 32, because it's heavy. Like, this is happening. Like, yeah, the Lord has been away for a long time, and just like Moses, he was away from his people for 40 days and 40 nights. And it's heavy too, because the true leaders of our nation, that's really gonna like get us the hell out of here. The remnant, the elect, that is, they're going to be hated. Moses was hated in the camp. Aaron his saint was hated. So they're always gonna be hated and evil spoken of and ridiculed and always came up against. You see, Exodus 32 and 1. And when the people saw that Moses delayed to come down out of the mount, the people gathered themselves together unto Aaron and said unto him, Up, make us gods, which shall go before us. For this Moses, the man that brought us up out of the land of Egypt, we wot not what is become of him. So they didn't understand, they didn't know. They thought he was dead. They thought he just left them and forsook them. The Lord said, I'll never forsake thee. So it shows how our people, they're so impatient and they're so hasty to just, follow their own heart, their own mind, And it was detrimental, man. It was detrimental. So just like Yahushua, the scriptures talk about there's going to be a time when you're going to desire to see the day of the Son of Man, and you're not going to see it. Because the Jews and the Gentiles, they seek a sign. They need to see something carnal. When everything's spiritual, the Lord said, not by might, not by weapon, not by sword, but by His Spirit. That's how we're going to get out of here. Being a new creature, being reborn again, So what's happening is, let me read this, Luke 17:22, and he said unto the disciples, the days will come when ye shall desire to see one of the days of the Son of Man, and ye shall not see it. See, so you have to walk by faith to please the Lord, and to let patience have a perfect work. And they shall say to you, see here or see there, go not after them, nor follow them. So you can't trust in your own eyes. You have to stay in the Spirit, to see through the Spirit, see through men, see through what guys is just saying and talking out their mouth. So it's not just about you doing videos. It's not. Of course, it's not. But it helps us personally, singularly, and then it helps others too that's actually in the path, walking the straight gate. It helps us to stay on course. You know what I'm saying? Exodus 32:2, and Aaron said unto them, break off the golden earrings which are in the ears of your wives, of your sons, and of your daughters, and bring them unto me. So Aaron slipped too, See, so the Lord talks about how men can do things that's not right, you see. And Aaron, he was under a lot of pressure. All the people came up to him and said, hey, forget Moses, we don't know where he is, you gotta do something for us. So, he was under a lot of pressure, and he broke, he cracked in the situation. So you have to, all these things were written for our learning. You have to learn from our forefathers' mistakes. It says, and he received them at their hand, and refashioned it with a graven tool, after he had made it a molten calf. And they said, these be thy gods, O Israel, which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt. And then you see a lot of these elders and camp heads, they'll do all these extensive videos on this God, the God of this one. They're doing that. They're literally doing that. And they rose up early on the morrow. And see, there's no excuse now, because, after this whole situation, Moses brought the law, statutes, commandments, and they were broken in the situation because he was upset, as the Lord was upset. So it was broken. What they did, they broke it. They didn't even get it yet. But now that the laws have been given to our people, and then not just that, but Yahushua has come and brought it all together, the full comprehending of the of the way of the Lord and the lifestyle and the way to conduct yourself, now there's no more excuses. It says, and they rose up early on the morrow and offered burnt offerings and brought peace offerings, and the people sat down to eat and to drink and rose up to play. So guys are in a very playful spirit. And matter of fact, we're going to come back to Exodus 32, but that brings me into the next, where this is going into, Ecclesiastes 30 and verse 7, because our people are very childish. A lot of them are very immature. The Lord said, show yourselves men. A lot of the males of our nation are boys, you know. Sirach 30 and 7, he that maketh too much of his son shall bind up his wounds. So that's what we're doing. So you can't make too much of our people. You can't be hasty to credit men, you see, because you make too much of your son. Basically, you exalt him so much, you put so much pressure on him, and then he doesn't live up to your expectations of being perfect, and then guess what? He slips up, he gets hurt, he gets sick, and we have to bind up the wounds. It says, and his bowels will be troubled at every cry. So everything, whenever he's speaking, or it's always some trouble or something, or some issue. It's just over and over and over again. And like I did the video last night with Darth Vader, and it was heavy because here it was, Darth Vader, he was telling him the truth, like, listen, I am your father. Like, the Jedi, he lied to you. He told you a smooth lie, something you want to hear, like, you hate me because you hate me. And that's going into the curses. But he's like, I am your father. He really was his father. And it's heavy, too, because, like, when you listen to, like, the audio of Darth Vader's voice, like, and then you listen to the audio of Mufasa when he came to talk to Simba in the cloud, like, in the spirit. Like, it's very similar in audio. It's like the same voice, you know. And of course, like, you know, especially in Star Wars with Darth Vader, like they paint him as like the bad guy, the villain. But like, you know, in a way, you know, because you can look at it both ways, you know. You know, they're really like the good guys, you know. They can rule me as father and son, you know. But anyways, Sirach 31 and 8. Blessed is the rich that is found without blemish, and that's not gone after gold. Who is he? And we will call him blessed. Matter of fact, let me, this is going to sound different. Verse 7. Yeah, it's not even the verse, like it. Sirach 30 and verse. But yeah, you can't make this up. You really can't make this up. Everything that's happening in the spirit right now is really heavy, and you have to be strong to be able to, you know, pick up this cross and carry it. You know, because we're carrying. The Lord says, you know, be strong for the weak that can't be strong themselves. So this is what this truth is about. It's not about glorying in your camp or your channel or social media and shit, like a lot of guys do. And that's why their glorying is not good. It's evil. Alright, Ecclesiastes 30 and 7 and 8, it says, and horse not broken becometh headstrong, and a child left to himself will be willful. You see, it says, conquer thy child, and he shall make thee afraid. Play with him. See, they sat down to eat and drink. They rose up to play, right? They play games, man. They waste time. Everything's a joke. Everything's you know, an argument and debate. It says, play with him, and he will bring thee to heaviness. Let me get this word for conquer. Conquer thy child, he shall make thee afraid. It's not really coming out. Search web. Basically spoil him. This is for lack of a better word. It says, laugh not with him. See? And the wise scarce smile a little. So, you know, those that are wise are going to understand why certain things are happening, why certain people do certain things, you know. You know, and you can't get nothing past the elect. can't be deceived. You can't trick them. You know. It says, laugh not with him, lest thou have sorrow with him, and lest thou gnash thy teeth in the end. So going into the marriage, there's going to be certain men without their garment, without the covering of the Spirit. They're going to be bound hand and foot, not able to go anywhere, bound by their sins, and they'll be cast out of darkness where there should be weeping and gnashing of teeth. So this is where we're trying to help you few brothers to not partake with sinners and the wicked and with the hypocrites, you know. It says, give him no liberty in his youth, and wake not at his follies. Bow down his neck while he is young, and beat him on the sides when he is a child, lest he wax stubborn, and be disobedient unto thee, and so bring sorrow to thine heart. And let me get this word for stubborn. Stubborn is having or showing dogged determination not to change one's attitude or position on something, especially in spite of good arguments or reasons to do so. Stubborn, you see? So there comes a point in time where it's like there's not really anything else to say. It's just what needs to be done is just like isolation. Like when you look at and this is literally what we're doing. We're literally like exercising demons. We're healing our nation. We're healing brothers. You know, we're battling spiritual wickedness. We're rebuking Satan. So the only thing that can be left is Yahweh Shai. And but when you look at like mental patients, like they might have suicidal thoughts or whatever the case may be, but they have to be isolated. Even in the Old Testament, the Old Law, when someone was leprous or sick or whatever, they would have to basically separate, you know, to get better. It says, chastise thy son and hold him to labor, lest his lewd behavior be an offense unto thee. And guys are showing a whole bunch of lewdness, which is lewd is lewd is belonging to the common people, vulgar, and latter, worthless, vile, evil. You see, so a worthless type, vile behavior. You know, and just I'm gonna say this too, just because like this world is being destroyed and we know this is the end, that doesn't give you an excuse just to you know, not get your shit in order, you know. Ecclesiastes 30 and verse 13 says, chastise thy son and hold him to labor, lest his lewd behavior be an offense unto thee. And the Lord talks about don't despise the chastening of the Lord, for after it brings a peaceable fruit. So you have to accept it for what it is. You see, a lot of guys aren't accepting it. They're not taking it cheerfully. They're actually despising the Lord's chastisement and what they have to go through, what they have to learn. You know, sometimes you have to learn the hard way. Just because someone tells you something doesn't mean you're gonna listen or learn from it. Sometimes you have to go through a traumatic or a eye-opening experience to really like understand the severity and how important it is to be obedient and follow the instructions of the Spirit, you know, and master, because that's who we are, you know. We're mastering the flesh through the Spirit and through the Lord. Exodus 32 and verse 7. And the Lord said unto Moses, go get thee down, for thy people which thou broughtest out of the land of Egypt have corrupted themselves. Let's get this word for corrupted. So that's what's happening. A lot of our people, they're getting impatient. They're getting hasty. They're getting worried and shaken up by what's happening right now. And then that's where we come in. We come in to help those that can be helped and to heal them and to confirm them and comfort them with these words. But those that are just not of the Lord are going to get found out and thrust through. Just like with those that actually like once they were presented with a side to choose, whether you're gonna serve the Lord and come on the side of Moses and the laws, or you're gonna stay in your folly and worshiping a goddamn fucking calf that can't do nothing just because it's gold. So this word corrupted is to destroy, to be rotted, injured. You see, injured. And the Lord talked about let it rather be healed, man. Hebrews 12:13 and make. Hebrews 12:12 says. 12:11 says. Now no chastening for the present seemeth to be joyous, but grievous. Nevertheless, afterward it yieldeth the peaceable fruit of righteousness unto them which are exercised thereby. Right, really working it out, really putting that effort in, that practice in, that time in. Wherefore lift up the hands which hang down and the feeble knees. See, we're lifting them up. So to make straight paths for your feet, lest that which is lame be turned out of the way, but let it rather be healed. You see? And like if you don't listen to the counsel, like if you break your leg or whatever, if you don't keep it straight, if you don't keep it in the cast, then it's gonna heal and it's gonna be deformed and shit. See, so it's very important to take heed to instructions, because a lot of things are happening in the spirit right now. Sirach 12:8. A friend cannot be known in prosperity, and an enemy cannot be hidden in adversity. And we're in very adverse times. So the enemies of the cross, they're like, they can't hide it anymore. They can't fake it anymore. The covering cast, the wicked is being falling. It's falling off. So we're in the time now where like you can see everyone spiritually clear as day. A friend cannot be known in prosperity, because a friend can only be known in tough times if he's gonna still be around. Because a lot of guys, they only want to be around you because you may have money, or you may have possessions that they like, or they covet after. And that's why it's the best thing to just be meek and lowly and not care about merchandise and fame and money, because that's going to keep the fake people away, the far fuck away from you. And that's the best place you want to be. 2 Ezra 6:24. At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in the 3 hours they shall not run. So this is what's happening. The prophecy of betrayal and men switching sides, instead of fighting for the light and the truth and Yahushua and the spirit and their brother, they turn, they turn like a fucking werewolf or some shit. So it's either you're gonna turn for the better, or you're gonna turn for the worst. You see? So you can't be a friend of the world, you can't be a servant of the world and think you're gonna be able to serve Yahushua and everything. Because guys are not serving Yahushua. Like, Yahweh is not man's head. Yahweh is not dealing with man like that. He's dealing with Yahushua. So only if Yahushua is like claiming you and has his mark on you, and he's like, oh, that belongs to me, that's my possession. See, we're possessed by the Spirit, and we serve our head, Yahushua. Just like the women, they're to serve us, we're their head, and they're to be obedient in everything, just like we're to be obedient in everything to Yahushua. And Lord, he has certain men here in these last days that are spiritual fathers, watching for your souls, wanting you to do good, wanting you to prosper and be healed and get stronger, And then you got your other fucking leaders that they don't give a fuck about you. They just want to take your money and do this, and they want you to worship them instead of worshiping the Lord. James 4:4, ye adulterers and adulteresses, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with God? Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is an enemy of God. You see? So the Lord makes it plain, man. It's either you with him or you against him. You agree, you understand, you have reason, or which are characteristics of the Spirit, or you don't. You're always going to be arguing and wanting to debate and just and always want to talk. See, there comes a time where there's no more talking, it's just walking. See, first Peter's, Second Peter's 1:1. Simon Peter, a servant and an apostle of Yahushua Mashiach, to them that have obtained like precious faith with us through the righteousness of power in our Savior Yahushua Mashiach. Grace and peace be multiplied unto you through the knowledge of God and of Yahushua Mashiach our Lord, according as his divine power hath given unto us all things that pertain unto life and godliness, through the knowledge of him that hath called us to glory and virtue, whereby are given unto us exceeding great and precious promises, that by these they might be partakers of the divine nature. You see, so this is all a divine nature. We're a new creature. We're not ordinary. We're not basic. We're angels. We're, you know what I'm saying? We're let me get this word, divine nature, which divine is godly, right? But nature is of the force, laws of orders of nature, physical origin. You see? So you're going to be able to do things that other men are not able and capable of doing. It says, having escaped the corruption, you see the corruption, the evil, like we brought that corrupted definition out earlier. It says that is in the world through lust. 1 Peter's 5:14, greet ye one another with a kiss of charity. Peace be with you all that are in Hamashiach Yahushua, amen. Right, and that's it at the end of the day. But see, as we're in the last hour, last moments, you have these deceitful kisses happening too. You see, because that's how our people are. They tell you they love you, they tell you this and the third, but then their actions speak otherwise. They speak betrayal and you know, giving the enemy certain information. You know what I mean? Let me read this. Luke 22 and verse 48. Yeah, but Yahushua said unto him, Judas, betrayest thou the Son of Man with a kiss? When they which were about him saw that what would follow, they said unto him, Lord, shall we smite with the sword? And one of them smote the servant of the high priest and cut off his ear. And Yahushua answered and said, suffer it thus far. And he touched his ear and healed him. See, so the Lord, he wasn't in the... that wasn't the time to get physical and, you know, get carnal. Our people, they get very carnal. You're not going to win carnally. And that's what Yahushua showed you. You have to heal our people. You have to die for our people. That's what Yahushua did. You have to follow him. That's why he rebuked the sons of thunder. He said, ye know not what spirit ye are of. Proverbs 27 and verse 6 says, faithful are the wounds of a friend, but the kisses of an enemy are deceitful. So you really have to understand that, you know, the true friends, the true brothers, they're gonna wound you. They're gonna hurt you a little, but it's not to destroy you. It's just to correct you, you know. But the wicked, they're gonna kiss you and tell you smooth things and tell you everything that you want to hear, but they're not gonna give you what you really need to really like be healed. Like whenever you look at Yahushua and the disciples, they would rebuke sharply, man. They would say, come out of her, you demon. I rebuke you, saying, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then they'd get, the spirit would heal them. So they weren't saying smooth things. 2 Corinthians 12 and 12, truly the signs of an apostle were wrought among you in all patience, in signs and wonders, and mighty deeds. So we're doing mighty deeds. Not. It didn't say elder apostles there. It says apostles. Those that really been sent out. That we've been sent out into the world as sheep amongst wolves, but we're not of the world. You see, that's why our way is of another fashion. Like it says in Wisdom of Solomon. Right, so let me read this. 2 Corinthians 12 and verse 14. Behold, the third time I am ready to come to you, and I will not be burdensome to you, for I seek not yours, but you. The children are not to lay up for the parents, but the parents for the children. See, so the children, they're weaker than the parents, so they have to rest, they have to sleep more, and you know what I'm saying? And the parents are to lay up for the children, because they're stronger. They understand more than children. They've been through more than children. So with that, all praise, glory, honor, and fear Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Until the next one, stay diligent and be holy. Hey, Shalom, a Bible ball.